Hello, listeners, and welcome to the 8-Bit Heroes podcast, your pixel-themed podcast where we talk about nerdy news, topic of the week, and more. I'm one of your hosts, Jacob, wondering why the diverse team of Avengers has to be the ones to start Civil War. Joining me today is our PR representative, Sarisa,
Hello.
and let's see, our special guest, Omar Spahi of Awesome Comics. Say hello, Omar.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Oh, you know it's a pleasure every time.
Always.
All right, well, with the intros out of the way, let's start out with our nerdy news. So, we're going to start with comics. Let's see, so the first story we have is a Marvel story. There's going to be a spoiler, so if you haven't read the newest Thor and you really want to, skip ahead.
Or don't. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow. All right, so spoiler is the new Thor's identity has been revealed, and she is Jane Foster.
She dyed her hair and everything for the facade. Oh, goodness.
No, she had cancer in the comic book, so she didn't
No,
have any.
that's right. She had no hair. My bad. Oops. That was unsensitive of me.
Wow. Well, we're going to get cited. Thank you.
Oh, so sorry. It's been a day. Okay.
But yeah, so she did have cancer, and now she's wielding Mjolnir. We have no idea if she still has cancer, if Mjolnir has cured her of cancer, or what. But I guess that's a way for them to bring back the original Thor if they so decide.
Wait, I thought that the thing with Thor was whenever she became Thor, she actually had the cancer, like, make her worse. Like, whenever she's Thor, it makes her cancer worse.
Oh, wow.
Well, I refuse to read it. I started to read it, and then it just got silly to me. It's sad to me because I really love that writer, and I think he's amazing. And it's almost kind of like he's sabotaging the book so he can get back to the actual book. it's so. The first thing that threw me off was, why is her name Thor? Why isn't she somebody else that wields Mjolnir? Why does she have to take his name? And it's not his title. I don't care whatever people say, that is crap. It is not her name. That is not a title. His title is God of Thunder. It's not. The All-Father is a title. You don't get to take his name. That is name, first name, last name. You don't take his name.
Oh boy.
Just because you put on Captain America's outfit doesn't mean that you are Steve Rogers. It just means that you are somebody else in cap suit. Okay.
I'm gonna Google. I don't even know how to say it. The hammer,
Mjolnir. It's spelled nothing like it said.
No, it's like MJLNIR, I think.
Yeah, because there's something written on the hammer. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power
of Thor. Yeah.
So
yeah, you're right.
So Jane is the worthy one who's actually. That's where the name like kind of goes with the hammer. So whoever holds the hammer becomes Thor.
Which is new stuff. It's never been that way. So
yeah.
For me, it's like you just it's like a plot device so you can continue with the story.
Hey, all I'm saying is I feel both of what you're saying. I mean, on one hand, Thor is a brand, let's call it, but on the other hand, Beta Ray Bill picked up the hammer and nobody called him Thor. So
it's true. Good point.
It's not the first person to wield Mjolnir, and nobody took his name. So
you know what I think it's a Marvel Cinematic Universe play. I think they're going to take Natalie Portman, hopefully, and make her into Thor when Hemsworth deals runs out. And I think it's going to kind of go into that whole movie dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hope not.
Good luck with that. You're going to have a lot of angry females if you pull that. The ladies love Hemsworth. They love Hemsworth.
Yeah, you take Chris out of the equation, you're not going to get any views.
All right, so let's see. Well, let's move on to our next story. It's a DC story. Now, this one is kind of weird. DC is set to run half double-page ads on the same pages as their stories. So basically, think of it as a double-page spread, but on the bottom half, there's ads.
Interesting.
What? Why?
Don't all jump in at once.
Wait, hold on. I have a question. So let me get out a comic book really quick. So say this is the two-page spread. They would have like just half of the page here be ads,
Yes.
bottom, like just on one of the pages.
Yes.
So they did that back in like the 1980s, I want to say. Like whenever like the Silver Age comics were coming out, they had like half pages. They just cut it off half page just to get ads in there. Then changed it, I think, for graphic novel. I don't know what they're thinking as far as like getting it into collected edition. Are they going to keep the ads in there? Are the ads part of the story now, or does it? It's an interesting concept. I don't think it's going to work.
Well, I mean,
but
the
weren't the
reason that
comics
they.
bigger?
Oh, go ahead.
Weren't they larger though? The comic itself was bigger, right? Am I confused about this?
Not crazy. Not like a crazy amount.
Yeah, this was like late 70s that they were still doing this, and people didn't like it then. I don't know why people would like it now. Yeah.
Well, you're cutting into the art.
Yeah, I mean, for the trades, it's put back in its original order, but for the single issues, you have this big, glaring ad just sitting there.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what they're going to be doing, but I don't know how they're going to make it work. They're going to try and probably fail.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm definitely not down. Well, on to video games. Let's see. All right, video game news. The Witcher 3 released last Tuesday on consoles and PC, but apparently there are major bugs. Sarisa, I know you played it, and you experienced some bugs.
Yeah, but it's such a good game. Yeah, it threw me out of the game, which was irritating, actually. It had some glitches, but it's such a good game. I'm so biased. I'm not the best person to ask. It's a really good game. The Witcher? Which one?
Yeah. I've seen ads for it everywhere.
Yeah, the ad campaign is ferocious. But the second half of the story is there's a patch that's supposed to clear these up, and it was released for PC, but the console release is forthcoming, but they don't have a release date. So basically, they released a game that wasn't working quite right, and we don't know when it'll be fixed, or at least for console.
Yeah, that sucks. And that goes for any game that comes out. And if I'm going to give you $60, then you should probably give me a product that's not falling apart. I'm just saying. I mean, if I go to the store and I buy a radio and I take it out of the box and it just falls into pieces, I'm going to more than likely return it. Well, I can't do that with a video game, so you guys need to either do better or, it's, I don't know.
I agree.
It's a lot of money. It's not like it was $30 or $20. I mean,
that's a whole different ball game completely. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of weird. To me, I understand that when you put a release date out, you have to honor it or you have to push it back. And I get that this game has been pushed back about 3 times, I want to say. And I understand that they wanted to get it out because people were getting impatient at this point. But to me, don't announce a release date at all until you definitely have a working product. Don't say anything.
I agree.
Yeah, that should go for every creative process, though. I mean, about comics, and you know that you won't release anything without you knowing exactly when it's going to be finished, and you're not going to tell anybody until it's, at least almost complete. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Well, next story. Destiny House of Wolves expansion was released, and players are loving it despite not having a raid and them complaining, weeks earlier about it not having one. Apparently, they're loving House of Wolves.
Really?
I really wish Zeke was here for this because he has been on Destiny
He's
since
been
day
crazy.
one.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Zeke, by the way.
Buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually after the first expansion, I kind of got off Destiny for a little while. I probably will pick it up again, but I haven't played it in a little while.
Zeke and Alex were playing. My good friend Alex Wilson was playing also, and they were just crazy into it, and they would do it. And then my girlfriend's brother is crazy for Destiny.
Yeah. And well, I
And
mean, the gaming mechanics are great, and it's a lot of fun to play. It's just extremely repetitive, and sometimes you just need to put it down and say, okay, I'll get back to you next month or so. You know?
Yeah,
yeah,
after you've gone on the moon like for the 60th time,
you're like, we get it already, Moon.
yeah,
I
it's
know
like, come on.
exactly where everything is now. Thank you.
Yep.
Behind this rock is going to be 3 aliens.
Exactly.
Always the
Yes,
same
and
amount
it's
of
so
aliens.
true.
Oh my
It's so
God.
true. I know exactly where the box is gonna be. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something. All right, let's see. Movie news. All right, this should be fun. Okay,
No.
first story. Mad Max Fury Road was destroyed at the box office by Pitch Perfect 2.
Woo!
I can't say anything to this because I actually love Pitch Perfect. It's one of my favorite movies. I'm not even gonna front. It's true. I love, but I do love Mad Max too. So there's.
Are you ready for me to drop the bomb? I've seen the first Pitch Perfect, but I haven't seen any of the Mad Maxes.
Oh, wow.
Oh no!
Not one? Whoa.
Not one. Not the old school, not the new school. I was supposed to go see it today before the interview,
Uh-huh.
but then it just didn't work out.
Man, we got to fix that.
We're gonna
Well,
have a hangouts just to watch the movie
Just watch
at
the
one
movie
point.
this time.
the
Yeah.
funny thing about it is that even though Pitch Perfect did better at the box office, I mean, Mad Max has been dominating headlines, though. I mean, people have been so upset about a movie that they hadn't seen yet. They're like, hey, it's violent. And then they're like, hey, no, it's got a feminist slant. And then like, hey, it's not feminist enough. And it's like, can we just enjoy the movie? Can we see things get blown up? And I think
No.
that's what really hurt it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but it's these days everybody has an opinion, and it's not just an opinion. It's loud, and the opinions are more violent than anything you can really have. Actually, the opinion you're having on it. So I don't know. I mean, people are really even females have this testosterone going. This extreme I'll kill you
Maybe
thing
it's in the
going.
water.
Yeah, we need to stop drinking water. I don't know.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, the next one is kind of interesting too. So,
Zombie apocalypse.
everybody's favorite zombie movie is getting a sequel. World War Z sequel is set to hit theaters June 9th, 2017.
Oh, let me see.
Uh, okay. Um, to, I had the I read the book, and I love that book. It's a great book. The movie was very kid friendly. Um,
Oh, you mean because nobody died or got ripped apart?
there was no blood. Literally no blood whatsoever in the movie. I'm confused because even PG-13 movies have something gruesome as long as it's not a bad movie. I enjoyed it. I messed up by reading the book first because that's the one thing you don't do when you're gonna go watch a movie that's based off of a book. You don't read the book first because then you get all disappointed. But the
You know,
movie was pretty
better.
good. Yeah. There's something about a book that just, when you read it, you're like, yeah, this is awesome. And then they put it on TV and it's like, this is not that awesome anymore.
I,
You know.
I didn't read the book, but I only saw the movie, and I thought their take on zombies was really interesting. They
Hmm.
had I liked how the zombies were able to like be a lot more active. They were able to climb on top of each other, and they were like sprinting zombies, not the slow, you can barely like you just have to turn around. You know. I thought it was a cool take on zombies. It definitely made it more action friendly, with still having the threat of zombies and that aspect to it. To get that cool, cool new direction for zombies. So I could understand why they make a second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely and that's what I mean. The book was amazing and the way it was done, but the movie, I mean, it's one of the better zombie movies. Well, it's a very interesting part of the zombie movies. Go ahead.
No, I liked the movie. It was okay, but I love zombie movies, and part of the allure of a zombie movie is the gore. So when I found out that it wasn't necessarily rated R, I kind of threw up some red flags. So let's just hope that the sequel can get that R rating, get the blood up, you know?
More adult friendly.
Yeah, definitely a more adult friendly zombie movie.
Yeah, but no, you're right, and you know, it, it I liked actually how the zombies could differentiate. Spoiler alert, sorry. Between a healthy person and a sick one.
For a 2-year-old movie.
Yeah. Spoiler in case you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, we could have
Yeah.
spoiled Mad Max for you, and I mean, goodness.
Yeah.
No,
And I don't even mean the new one.
I'm not trying to die today.
I mean, like, we could have spoiled the Mel Gibson Road Warrior.
No! Mel Gibson's in it! What a spoiler! What the hell?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Chew on that.
There
No.
you go. Oh, no. Okay, so let's see. Well, with movies out of the way, let's get to TV. Now, this is what I really wanted to talk about. So, the Supergirl pilot leaked amid huge displeasure over the extended trailer.
Wait, it leaked? The whole pilot leaked?
Yes.
I'll see you guys later. I'm out of here.
Ah, no, wait, come back.
Excited for that too.
I am ashamed to say that I attempted to watch it. 'Cause I love Supergirl, and I'm like, you know what? Just because she doesn't look like Kara doesn't mean that it could be good. You know, just because she looks like female Clark doesn't mean anything. Well,
I'm really excited for it just because I think the direction the TV shows are going, it's going to be something to have all Green Arrow, Flash, Supergirl all together with the Legends of Tomorrow and the Atom. I think it's going to be.
Ooh.
okay.
Okay, well, you're not gonna like what I have to tell you then. Well, first of all, it's not on the CW.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
But I have faith that since Berlanti's putting it on, I think he's going to find a way to get all of them together. Because I know Constantine, I don't think he was involved in, but since he's involved in this, even though it's on CBS, I think they're going to find a way to push them together.
I have faith that they'll find a better Kara.
I don't think they can switch the main character.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't believe that.
So okay, I'm gonna real quick. I'm just gonna tell the listeners, the pilot was watchable, but there are some problems.
No.
And when I say
don't be a hardcore Supergirl fan and you'll be all right.
yeah, if you don't know anything about the character, you're pretty much golden. But if you know anything about Kara, like let's say how her name is pronounced, as in Kara, yeah, it's very hard to believe that DC had anything to do with this based on their complete and utter disregard for a lot of the things that should just be automatic. Like, I don't mind characters being changed a little bit and moved here, moved there, things, being done to adapt it to the TV audience. But when you can't get her name right, when, when she's not even blonde anymore, yeah.
Not as bad as she needs to be.
But, I mean, it was watchable. I can understand for the audience that it was written for, why it would go this way, but to me it just came off as Supergirl in the city, if you know what I mean.
It looks like the devil meets Prada, just instead of that she meets Supergirl, because do you guys remember The Last Airbender, the movie that never happened? How everybody was saying how it was Aang, but not, his name is actually Aang, but it wasn't in the movie. It was Ong.
Same difference.
Same difference. That's
Same as
pretty much,
Kara.
yeah.
How
Kara.
do you pronounce it instead in the show?
Kara.
Kara?
Kara.
I have
like
no idea
like
why they.
like they watched one too many episodes of The Walking Dead and said, you know what? Kara. Yes, let's do that. No,
Oh
Kara!
no.
Kara.
Kara!
Kara.
Oh no,
That's
not
what
the
I was
coral,
telling you,
not the
Carl.
coral jokes.
That's what I was telling you, Carl.
Oh god. Oh Lord. Let's not get off the rails with the
Sorry,
coral
sorry,
jokes. We'll be
sorry.
going all day.
Yeah, I love those jokes. They're very funny to me.
Go ahead, Omar.
Um, you guys, um, hold on.
Uh
This is gonna be funny.
I will be right back. I have something that just popped up.
oh. Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
All right.
I don't know what's wrong with you. The coral jokes are awesome.
Oh no, no more coral.
But
Oh,
the
I hate
pictures.
But they're so stupid.
I know, and that's what makes them so funny.
Okay, well now that Omar is gone,
Oh.
listeners,
Nope.
what? Oh no, he's back.
No, I'm still gone.
Okay.
So God.
So what if I told you, listeners, that Jimmy Olsen has now gone through 2 different surgeries in his lifetime? The first surgery was gender reassignment, because in Man of Steel, his name is Jenny Olsen. The second surgery is apparently racial reassignment and body reconstruction, because he is like a 6'6" black dude in Supergirl.
Oh yeah, he's sexy. Yeah,
Oh my God, Jimmy!
this is. I'm just saying. That
Big
is
dude,
a
man.
very big, beautiful man.
Didn't they make Perry? Didn't they make Perry?
Yeah, Perry.
In Man of Steel? They even
Perry
more.
was Lawrence Fishburne in Man of Steel.
I'm like, they just keep switching one of those characters. Like they're just like, oh. And
Yeah,
then
they have to sprinkle some color in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most annoying thing in the world. As a person of color, it's like, yeah, just because you like palette swap somebody's color doesn't mean that that person is now black. Perry White has always been a white guy. Don't make him a black person just to say that you did something diverse. It's quite annoying.
You know, what would be really awesome and new would be to actually make one of the actual black or female characters relevant. That would be awesome.
Exactly. But that sounds like too much work.
Yeah.
It's not really. It's not. Just make them likable, and people will be like, yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Just-
Lord.
As the
In a-
audience, I would say that.
In a perfect world.
Perfect. I would agree with you there.
All right, so what is our next story? Oh, yeah. We all know about this. Constantine was officially canceled and it is looking for a new home.
Boo.
Somebody pick him up, please.
That show was so good.
There's so much wind. So much wind. I
Yeah, it
watched
was
it
awesome.
religiously.
Come back. Come back.
Yes. No, please don't take it away from us. We deserve Constantine. That's the show we deserve.
Really, though.
I'm going into
Oh.
a Batman speech here, but it's the show we deserve. Bring it back.
Yeah, it was definitely good.
Man.
Oh, here's hoping, Constantine. A friend of ours works on the show, so keep him employed. Come on.
Hey, Paul. Shut up. But
Man.
yeah.
Let's see what's next. Oh, yeah. David Lynch will be returning to the new Twin Peaks series on Showtime. After intense negotiations and a fallout between Showtime in which it was said that the original creator would not be coming back, it looks like he actually will be, so that's good news.
Wait, Twin Peaks wasn't canceled? I thought they canceled it again.
They did because Lynch wasn't coming back, and now everything's all good and it's back on schedule.
That's
Yay
crazy.
for fans.
Things
Yep.
go back and forth so many times. No, it's
Yeah.
coming out. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Maybe. Only he's coming. No, he's not. Yes.
And yet we still don't have a Why the Last Man TV series.
Why? That would be amazing.
It would
know,
be.
right?
That would be one of the greatest shows ever. That would probably be just as good as Game of Thrones at that point.
It would be
Yes.
way better than Game of Thrones.
I think
But I
so.
mean, I mean, they used to be like really dead set on canceling things. Just ask the creator of Buffy.
Hey, they still have season 11 right now, I think. I remember
Yeah.
season 9 and season 11 in the comic books.
Hmm. Well,
Hey.
Whedon's golden now. He could create what, like two rocks fighting each other, and he'd be good to go. I mean, so
Yes. No need to use your talent,
yeah.
Joss.
You got
Everybody
it.
will watch whatever you put out. Not saying that you should. Just saying.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. Yeah.
He's probably standing outside of Fox Studios right now, playing "How You Like Me Now."
Yeah.
I
Fire.
would. With
Oh,
boom box.
yes, Firefly. You want Firefly back? Too late. You had your chance.
That's right.
I'm taking it to
I had to,
HBO.
I had to go and make movies out of this bull because of you.
Oh yeah, brown coats
I want
tonight.
Dollhouse back, by the way. Just saying. I would love Dollhouse back.
Hey, none of those actors are doing anything. I'm sure they can bring that back.
Right?
Oh, that's funny.
That wasn't nice.
Oh man. Oh god. We're getting into the weeds. Okay, so next, we're done with the news. Next is our segment, our Achievement Unlock segment, which we're going to do now, and that means that we're going to tell you about something that we played, watched, or read, and whether or not it was an achievement unlocked, or whether or not it was awesome, or whether it was a game over, not so awesome. So, who wants to start?
I'm gonna sound like a parakeet coming back, but I watched the pilot to the Supergirl, and as a Supergirl fan, I was not impressed. And it, I think that maybe it's kind of like Agents of Shield, perhaps, that you just need to give it a few episodes before everybody settles into their roles and they look less awkward and sound less rehearsy. But for the first pilot, I was not very happy with it. But like I said, it might get better. Just for right now, I was banging my head against the wall. I had to turn it off. It was really bad for me. So that would be my game over. Sadly.
Right.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the main DC Convergence title,
Okay.
Okay.
and I'm gonna go ahead and give it a game over as well. Um, I love comic books, and I understand what they're trying to do with these like 1-2 shots and the Convergence series. I just think they wasted 2 months of our lives, and I think they're losing readers instead of gaining readers with this Convergence stuff. Like people have already said goodbye to these characters, and they're trying to just say like, and the way they're doing it isn't like giving it an emotional payoff to anything that's happened before. It's like, hey, look, these things are still around. By the way, bye forever. And it's like
Right.
that, you know?
Yeah.
It's not a good way to say goodbye. There's not like an emotional plot point. They're like, oh, remember this one thing you kind of heard of and this one thing you really like? We're putting them together, and I hope you're happy to see this character again. Give us $8. All right, cool. See you later.
Yeah, they have the really expensive covers going, and then on top of that, you guys really need to back off the universe big event things and just give
Yep.
people a break for a while, because it's one after another after another after another, and it's just getting ridiculous at this point. So I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, well, let's just call it what it is. Convergence is just filler until DC moves their offices from New York to California. And, you know,
Very
I mean,
true.
look at the writing
Busted.
staff that they have writing these books. I mean, none of the regular writers for the titles or the characters that they're writing. And then to top it off, the fact that you're putting salt back in the wound that was created from the New 52, which was essentially the erasure of all the character arcs and building that we had going from, the pre-New 52 universe, and then you're bringing that back and be like, oh, well, you like these people, right? Well, bye, forever. So, I mean, it's definitely bittersweet and more bitter than sweet, so, yeah.
I agree. It's sad. I mean, I know that some of the writers who are doing Convergence books are still regular writers. They just switch them up and put them on like different things for 2 months. So
Yeah.
it's really a weird dynamic, you know.
Yeah. Well, for me, let's see. I played and have been playing Helldivers. It's a downloadable title for PlayStation 4. Essentially, think of it as Star Wars Troopers, the video game, and it's four-player multiplayer. You are conquering different star systems with your friends. It is brutally hard, but if you can work as a team, you can get through the missions, and it is so much fun. It's got an isometric camera angle. Think your Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past as far as the aesthetic of it, and it is definitely an achievement unlocked. Haha, not gonna be negative on YouTube.
Is it an 8-bit game?
No, it's rendered in a 32-bit art style, but it has 3D backgrounds and imaging, so it's really nice. Like, I'll have to send you some screenshots. It's amazing.
I mean, Link to the Past is my favorite game. So when you said Link to the Past, I was like, I'm in. How do I sign up? I'm in.
So wait a minute.
There
Yeah.
you go.
We can share play that one. Just
All right.
have you
Did
joined?
you just change your effects again?
I like
Like-
the kitty cat. It's a kitty. I got ears now. See?
Oh Lord. All right. So
You can bring it back
let's see.
too. I'm gonna start doing it too.
I'm a
Oh,
terrible influence on people.
I need an adult. No.
No, you don't. There's no adults here.
Oh boy.
Children
Well,
are honest.
I see it. Now that we've gotten through our achievement unlocks and game over, we're gonna get to topic of the week, and our topic of the week is you, Omar. You're the topic of the week.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Woo! Oh
awesome.
man, you got the rat beard.
I know, right?
Is the topic my fake facial hair from Google Hangouts? Because this fake facial.
We could talk about that for an hour, right?
I'm sure I can pull that off, actually.
All right. So, Omar, we've had you on the show before. What's going on with you, man?
So, Awesome Comics has been growing, and we're really happy to announce that we'll be coming out with an Image comic book this coming Wednesday.
Woo!
Yeah. And what
Well,
is he
you
and
cut
how
out.
excited are you?
I could not be more excited. I mean, like, it's a dream come true. It's really something special because the talent that's gone into the project. We have a live action series we've been working on as well,
Mm-hmm.
and so the live action series goes hand in hand with the comic book. For Sons of the Devil, it's coming out May 27th, coming out this Wednesday. So it's really a fantastic book. I've just had the pleasure of being a part of it. Brian has done a fantastic job of writing it, and Tony's done a stellar job with the art. It looks like gold. So I think it's going to be the new hot book for Image, and I think I think it's going to be hopefully up there with Saga, Walking Dead, everything that has like a kind of a cult following behind it. I hope Sons of the Devil is going to be the next one for that.
Oh, okay. So now we know why we didn't get a signed copy. Okay, I got it.
I know, right? I got a digital one. I got a digital one, and I read it. It was very good. I'm not very good at explaining the premise of it because I will actually do the spoiler thing. So I'm not a writer, people. I don't do reviews. So for a reason, for your sake and safety. So I'll let Omar explain what the premise of the book is, but it is awesome.
So it's a book mostly about family, and so the main character Travis is in a world where he's trying to figure out who his father is, and he's trying to figure out that's the only thing that matters to him. He's so driven by figuring out who his birth family is, and it turns out that his dad is a cult leader like Charles Manson, Jim Jones type person that's going around and has a massive cult following. So it's about your family and how you can have an interesting family to say the least.
I think we can all actually relate to that.
All right.
We all have interesting families, and they're crazy, and some are fun, and some are just completely nuts. So, hey, I can relate. I'm Cuban. I can definitely relate to insanity.
I agree.
Okay.
So, what was it like to work with Brian and Tony?
I mean, Brian's a pleasure to work with. I didn't have as much of an input as writing it as I worked with Brian a little bit to get the story and the beats down and stuff like that, but Brian was really the talent behind it, as well as Tony. Both of them together did a fantastic job. With a shout out to the editor, Jen Young. She's done an amazing job. So I mean,
Hmm.
the whole team has really stepped it up for this book to really make it something that I think will translate into being like a number one comic book that's coming out.
What I like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I've seen the art and it is amazing. So I can't wait to pick up the first issue. I've read it, but I can't wait to actually pick it up. Support you guys because you know you guys really you show up when you put out comics. You know, and that's going all the way back to Nathaniel when we first interviewed you.
Nathaniel.
Um, you know,
Thank,
but
thank you very much.
question for you. With this being your first Image book, how was it working with you know the people at Image?
So we went through Brian. So Brian's really the one who's the one dealing with Image. He got introduced through Kyle Higgins, who's written Nightwing and who's done Batman Beyond. Cowl is he's the current ongoing going on with Image right now. And he introduced Brian and said, "Hey, you got to check out this art. You got to check out this story." And it really resonated with Image, so we were able to announce this year at the Image Expo. And
Awesome.
that was something that was huge for us because Image is the place to go for comic books. It's the number three company out there, but the number one comic book company for independent creators. So I think getting with Image is the gold standard in comics.
Right. No, and that's, I mean, that's all I, for the most part, that's almost all I pick up lately is Image Comics, because the stories are so very real. They have so much heart, you know, and it's, you can tell it is the property of the creator himself. You can tell that they work so hard on it, and that they put their entire selves into that book, and that's what makes the book so amazing, and you can actually see what they're trying to do, and there's no holding them back because it's their vision, you know, and that's what I absolutely love about Image.
Yeah, I
So,
agree with you. I think I went and saw Todd McFarlane speak at the first Image Expo, and what his words were was, "Listen, if you have to be do nothing but eat mac and cheese for a month and just draw, get an Image book out there and do it in something you believe in, go ahead and make it happen because no one's going to give you anything. You're going to be the one that has to make it happen. And at the end of the day, if you work for DC, you work for Marvel, they own those characters. But Image is he created this company where he's like, I'm tired of people like getting screwed out of these characters. Where if you created Supergirl, you created the Flash, you created anybody, you were gonna get completely out of that. You know?
mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then you have these people come up and take the character that you created and then do whatever they want with it, and that's got to be heartbreaking to a creator. That's literally has to hurt you to see your vision being turned into something completely different than what you wanted it to be. So yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. So it's really something fantastic to let people. You're gonna say, hey, listen, if you want to have someone else come and write your book, like Todd's done with Spawn, he can have somebody come in and write his book and come do him, and then come back and be like, here's my plan for it. You have 12 issues. Come back later and pick up exactly where you left off. It's a
Definitely.
it's a different standard in comic books. I think it's the future, and I think DC and Marvel will eventually fade away, and I hope Image is going to be around.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like I said, we definitely love Image around here on our site
absolutely.
and in this podcast. They actually got me back reading comics. I had given up on comics in the late '90s and hadn't picked up one again until probably about 2006, 2007. So
Ooh,
I
we have a
mean,
confession.
I think I was something like that too. I think there was a little time in my life when I wasn't picking up comics every week. I was just getting, I was kind of getting stale to the whole comic book thing. And then when Image came out, I started reading Invincible, Walking Dead, Morning Glories, Chew. All of that stuff kind of rejuvenated me back into comic books as well. Because like, oh, this isn't just for kids anymore. They tell exciting stories. They're new high concepts. There's something that isn't something you'd see on TV. You know?
yeah, definitely.
It's not only that it wasn't for kids. It's these are they're not the same characters over and over and redone and repurposed and recycled and, you know, retold, and they're not the same thing. You've got myriads of different stories, myriads of characters, you know, myriads of worlds that you can go into and enjoy. And, you know, that's the one thing, you're going to find that one world and you're not going to find anything like it after that, you know. So, you know, I think that's probably the coolest thing for me.
Definitely.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you.
Okay, well, we know that you're excited about your new live action project and the corresponding book that'll be coming out on Wednesday. So, how would, if you're a listener and you want to check out Sons of the Devil, how would you get in touch, or how would you be able to get the live action content?
So for the live action content, you just go to if you just go on Google, you can Google Sons of the Devil Vimeo, and it's going to be, the video is actually online right now. It's available for free. You can go and watch the 11-minute short, and it's like half a TV episode. It was originally designed as a proof of concept, so hopefully we can take it out to TV studios, get it picked up, and find a home for it. Just like Walking Dead is on TV, just like everything else is on TV. I think we're going to be hopefully the next big thing on TV.
There you go.
All
So
right.
you know, guys, Vimeo, Google it, Sons of the Devil. You heard it from Omar.
That's right. Get to it, guys.
Okay.
But,
So,
yeah.
you know, so what new projects, or what projects do you guys have coming down the pipe? You know, we got to ask, even if you can't answer.
I was about to say that too.
We have quite a few things. Well, Separators is still going on. So
Mhm.
Separators is really exciting because there's some big news hopefully coming for that in the next few weeks. And then we have, of course, some old projects coming back for a sequel, and we also have some. We also have hopefully some more image titles in the works. So fingers crossed for that.
All right. Cool, cool, cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have
All right.
creators, a lot of new teams coming to work with us, and we could not be more excited about it.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So there you go. The most vague and yet the most detailed answer that we've ever gotten.
He's like, I can't tell you, but what I will tell you, however,
You know?
is that something just might happen.
Well, you know, Omar, we appreciate you coming through, and we appreciate being able to interview you. So we're going to move on to our next segment, which is our pick of the week. So who wants to start? Tell us your pick of the week, what you enjoyed this week, and where they can check it out.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say Sons of the Devil and do a shameless plug because since I really don't have a creative interest in the property, I mean, besides a little bit of creative input here and there, I want to say that Brian, Tony, the whole team has done an amazing job on the book. And if you want to go pick that out, it's available this Wednesday. You can just go ahead and scoop it up. Only $2.99 at your. We wanted to keep the price point at the $2.99 price point so we could get a lot of new readers, get people interested, and keep them coming back.
Okay, cool. All
What
right.
about you? What's your pick?
I think I'll go next. Okay, so my pick of this week, I'd have to say, if it's anything, it would be 12 Monkeys on Sci-Fi. I was pleasantly surprised by the series. Normally, whenever there's a movie title that's adapted to a television series, I'm very wary about it. I'm like, oh God, here's a cash grab. But I have to say, this series was on point from start to finish. The acting was very, very strong, and the story was definitely kept you engaged from the first episode to the last. So if you get a chance, tune in to Sci-Fi, check out 12 Monkeys.
Is it a kung fu? Is it a kung fu story? What's it about?
12 Monkeys is essentially a time travel story.
Okay.
In the future, I think it's 2076, there is a plague that has all but wiped out mankind. And they've tried everything to cure it, but the plague keeps mutating. And essentially, the only option they have left is the craziest idea they can come up with. Send somebody back in time and stop it from happening. And it sounds so crazy, but the way it's executed definitely has you buying into the entire premise. It was originally a movie starring Bruce Willis, I think in '89 or '90, and the actors are definitely showing that they have a lot of talent. It's starring, God, I can't remember his name, but he was in the reboot of Nikita. He was the gentleman that played Burkhardt in the reboot of Nikita, and he's starring as the main character here. What's his name? James Cole in the show, and it's phenomenal.
Okay, I'm gonna try to check it out.
Sarisa, you have your mute button on. We can't hear you.
Sorry. I'm gonna do something new. I'm gonna pick an anime. I'm gonna say that Sword Art Online, all 3 series are pretty awesome, and it's kind of video game related. I mean, they're supposed to be on these virtual reality world, and on the first series, it's about them getting stuck in it, and that everything is no longer it's no longer, you don't get to respawn anymore. If you die in the game, you die in real life. And it's an amazing story. It's got great characters, and now everybody knows that I love anime. There you go. Yay me. So yeah, Sword Art Online is awesome.
Sounds like fun.
It's a great series. Okay, guys, so let's tell everybody or tell the listeners where they can find everybody. Omar, where can the listeners find you, get in touch with you, correspond with you, tell you how much they love awesome comics? How can they get in touch with you?
I think the best place to get in touch with me is Twitter. You tweet at me at Xenoglyphs, XENGLYPHS, or you can find me on Instagram at Ospahi.
Cool. Okay. Sarisa, how can the listeners reach you?
They can find me on Twitter at Sarah I at underscore Miller at Sarai underscore Miller, or it's Facebook is probably the easiest place to find me at, and it's Sarisa Storm. So I'll be there at the 8-Bit Hero webpage, and if not, just go ahead and hit me up on a message, and I'll be there.
Okay. And listeners, once again, you can find the show at nerdlocker.com. Visit nerdlocker.com for all your nerdy news and reviews. You can find me and the show on Twitter at 8-Bit Heroes. Other than that, you can like our Facebook page for the show. It's facebook.com/8_bit definitely like the page and give us a like on YouTube. And just tell us what you're thinking of the show, either in the comment section of this particular podcast or on Twitter. We're always open to feedback and questions.
Wait,
and don't forget to subscribe.
What's the Twitter handle?
The Twitter handle is 8_bit heroes. Yeah, at 8_bit heroes. That's right.
Got it.
Cool.
I'm tweeting
Okay.
you.
It's like a phone number. It's like, I don't call myself. No. Yeah. Sorry guys. Well, I don't know. We're supposed to know exactly where you guys are supposed to go, and then when it comes to that point, we're like,
Yeah, we're always like, what's going on? All right, guys. Well, it's been a great podcast, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.